Well, good morning, YouTube. Welcome to Viking Preparedness. I'm Pastor Joe Fox. Before we get to why I'm showing you a copy of this DVD, and in fact 2 copies of it, I'd like to talk to you briefly about our garden. It's at the end of summer. Fall is right around the corner. It's getting cooler, and you can see that we were very successful at growing sunflowers. As for the rest of the vegetables, I'd say maybe a C-, honestly. We tried to go big this year, and we had some successes, but we really didn't stay on top of the weeding like we should have. We didn't stay on top of the bugs like we should have. Now, I've talked to you all a lot about preparedness, and I know a lot of you should be, if you're not, are storing provisions. You know, everyone should have supplies tucked away. How much supplies, how much you put away for your family is up to you based on your calculations. But you know, you should be very familiar with 5-gallon buckets and canned goods, and don't forget your pets. All right, you need pet food. And so we all store supplies against emergencies, whether those be 24, 72-hour emergencies, or if you think, like I do, that we could have an emergency that lasts significantly longer than that. We all store supplies for that. But here's the problem with storing supplies. They're finite. They're going to run out. I don't care if you store a whole barn full of 5-gallon buckets of wheat and rice and beans. Eventually, at some point, that will be eaten up and used up, and you're going to have to produce more. And that's really what I want to talk to you about today. If you are going to be a serious survivalist, a serious prepper, long-term prepper, you're going to have to learn how to produce your own food. And that's what this DVD teaches us. Now, why do I have 2? This is a DVD. It's by a woman named Marjorie Wildcraft, and it's called Food Production Systems for Backyard or Small Farm. It's available at backyardfoodproduction.com, and you all need to get a copy of this. I have 2. Actually, I only have 1. I borrowed one from a friend of mine. I was surfing the net looking at permaculture videos and sites and things like that, and I came across Marjorie, who was doing some videos, and I found out she had one. And I sent out an email to my friends, and I said, hey, has anyone ever heard of this woman? Is her DVD any good? It costs like $29. And before I spend $29, I want to know what I'm getting into. And a friend of mine said, oh, it's excellent. I'll let you borrow mine. And so a couple weeks go by, and he still hasn't given it to me or made arrangements for me to pick it up. And I said, dude, where's that video? And he goes, well, I lent it to somebody else and he lost it. He's buying me a new one. So that guy bought him a new one, and then he lent it to me, and it was still new in the plastic when he lent it to me. I watched it, and I immediately knew I had to have my own copy. This is not a DVD that you watch once and forget. It's a DVD that you're going to go back to again and again and again. And so I went out and I got my own copy of it as well. I'm going to give this back to my buddy so he can share it with other people and he can go through it. This DVD teaches you how to grow your own food. Now that sounds mundane, and people say, oh, I know how to do that. But no, this is how to grow your own food without the fertilizers that you buy in the store, without the fuel that you have to use to power your tractor. It teaches you how to be self-sufficient in an off-the-grid type situation. It covers things like how to store rainwater. I know how to store rainwater. You put it in a barrel. Yeah, wait till you see this DVD. They store rainwater right, and they have a way to distribute it to their garden. It talks about how to, what kind of pets you need. You know, there are useless pets and there are useful pets on a farmstead. How do you feed those pets? You know, I tell people all the time, if you store 6 months of food for yourself, you better store 6 months of food for your animals. But in a long-term situation, how are you going to feed your pets? Goes into that. Goes into raising critters for meat, how to butcher critters for meat, and it is a step-by-step how-to DVD on how to do these things. It's excellent. Hey guys, I know how to grow a garden. I know how to butcher meat. I know how to store water. I do these things, and I learned a lot from this DVD. I learned so much that I want to keep it. That's not all. There's a CD with it. It comes with a DVD and a CD, and the CD has, I don't know, 60 plus booklets, documents, photograph, diagram type things, and it covers everything from how to do a compost system, how to do an outhouse, to permaculture design. There's a whole book on permaculture in it. It's just a fascinating DVD. And so, yeah, I'm recommending it to you. I'm not getting paid to recommend this DVD. In fact, you know, I got one and I'm giving one back, but I'm just trying to share this with you because I really wish somebody had told me about this earlier before I started this garden. What we're going to do now is we're going to start thinning some of this out. We're going to save some of these sunflowers for our animals. We're going to dry them out, and then we'll feed our animals with them as the winter goes on. My cat's messing with the tripod. And then we're going to put in a fall garden. We're going to plant some things like spinach and lettuce, and I'm going to put garlic in now so that it's ready earlier in the fall. But hey, I just wanted to let you guys know this is worth your time. This is worth $29. It's called Food Production Systems for Backyard or a Small Farm, and you can get it from backyardfoodproduction.com. You'll like it. I'm telling you, you're going to like it. It's really neat. All right. Thanks a lot. I've got some work to do. I'll see you out there.